Hi, my name is Robert Haynes. On this video I'd like to share how I make voluptuously shaped sugar roses, closed rosebuds and opening rosebuds, or large peony flower heads which can be really super lightweight. Normally sugar flowers are quite heavy due to the many layers of petals surrounding a central sugar cone. The lighter the flowers are, the easier it is to tape up a flower spray. If you are going to arrange your sugar flowers cascading down the side of a cake, it's a good idea to use a posy pick or a hollow piece of plastic tubing inserted into your freshly made cake to support the weight of the whole flower spray. To make a beautifully shaped, voluptuous sugar rose or closed rosebud, I first of all had to look at the inner part of the flower. So by taking a real rose, I took off, he loves me not, the outer petals to find the cone shape that's inside. This one's a little bit open, you want one that's quite young. Okay, and to see the inner tight kind of rosebud shape, okay, or in there. So I designed this range of fabulously lightweight cotton flower centres. The half spheres are available in these two sizes. The rosebud cones and the round spheres are available in 7 graduating sizes. Please look on my website for dimensions and how many are in each pack. Each flower centre has a cavity hole which goes 3/4 of the way through, enabling plenty of hot glue to make your finished flowers really secure. If I'm making a large sugar rose, I would choose the largest rosebud cone one, and I would insert 2 18-gauge wires, both together, because that will give it a lot more strength. Or you could use one of these wires, which is a copper 14-gauge wire. They fit beautifully in there as well. Just show you. They just fit perfectly in there. I use these if I'm making very large flowers with long stems. So taking the wires, you've inserted both of those inside. You're going to then take a Sharpie pen and just make a little mark on the wire. Take them both out, and taking your floristry tape, just pull a little bit of the end to release the glue and start around where that mark is, and then just come down and cover the whole wire with the floristry tape. Taking your rose cone, you want to fill the rose cone with a little bit of the glue, and taking your wires, you want to first of all just go up and down like that, encouraging the glue to go into the wires, and then pushing it really firm all the way down inside. You'll then want to take a little bit more glue and just going around, just ensuring that it's really touching all of the wire, and then just smooth it down. A good little tip is to get a little bit of white vegetable fat on your finger and then just go around 10 seconds after you've filled this with glue so you don't burn your finger. Just going around, and that will just smooth all of this hot glue down beautifully. All of the lightweight flower centres are perfect for attaching unwired petals to. So you just glue them on. I'm just using these real rose petals from the real rose here, just to show you quickly. Just put them on in a spiral formation and as you can see, beautiful shape. You can create all sorts of lightweight large roses such as hybrid tea, avalanche, white chocolate roses, baccara roses, red roses, the list goes on and on and on. This is my botanically correct avalanche rose petal vena. The rose cone 1 fits beautifully inside. The medium-sized rosebud cone 2 or 3 can be used for a wide variety of medium-sized shrub roses. This one here is the cabaret rose with the vena, or this one is the memory lane rose. The lightweight cones fit beautifully inside the silicone mould, so you don't need to make so many petals to fill out that space. The smaller rosebud cone, size 4, 5, 6 or 7, can be used for smaller roses or completely closed rosebuds. I then finish the closed rosebud off by rolling some paste out and cutting out with the various sizes of calyx cutter that I have in my range, and completely cover the whole of the cone. For opening rosebuds, simply attach 3 rose petals around the cone, colour and finish by adding a full calyx to partially cover, or as I have done on here, just open them up a little bit. To make a beautiful David Austin styled rose or a large peony, simply fill all of the centre with smaller petals and then place the larger cupped petals around the outside. I'm just using these from this real rose here just to give you an idea. But as you can see, they just cut beautifully around the outside. You just put a couple of layers on there and it just saves you half of the time. The largest size sphere 1 is perfect for attaching unwired petals to, creating a beautiful, completely closed peony. Normally, a peony closed bud is quite flat along the top. So what I did with the cone was to simply squash it on the table. So I wired it first of all with the hot glue, and then I just pressed it down nice and hard onto the table, and that gives you a flattish top on there. So when you then start adding your petals, it's not like a rounded top, it's more flat. The medium to the small size spheres, sizes 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 or 7, can be used for a wide variety of peony closed buds, ornamental cabbages, poppy buds, blackberry buds. People often ask, how do I start my sugar dahlia? Well, there's many different varieties. This one here is the beginning of a globe dahlia, and I simply started it by sticking the smaller petals onto one of these round spheres. If you wanted to create a large opening peony flower or a rounded David Austin styled rose with a deep cavity inside the flower centre, then you will probably want to alter the shape of the lightweight flower centres. The best way to do this, I found, is to dip the sphere into water, let it absorb a small amount of the water, so just dipping that halfway into there. Then, using my extra large ball tool, press down into the top of the sphere using a circular motion to form a raised rim. The lightweight flower centres need to be fully dry before starting to make your sugar flowers. I placed the largest sphere in the dehydrator on full power for 6 hours or until dry to the touch. If you don't have a dehydrator, you could leave to air dry or set your domestic oven on a low temperature with the door slightly open, ensuring that the steam escapes. Glue a thinly rolled disc of flour paste down, inside and around the rim, so when you add your petals inside, you wouldn't be able to see the lightweight flower centre. This cavity space is great for adding stamens in amongst the petals, so they look like they are growing from deep down within the flower. You can then build up the flower using unwired glued on petals, making the whole process a lot quicker and much lighter in weight. I developed this range of lightweight flower centres with the following benefits in mind. You can cover the rosebud with as little as 9 petals and have a completely half-opened rosebud, like these here. These are perfect for an easy spiraled rose. Whenever you attach all of the petals, if they're too rounded along the top, they tend to go over. So a nice point like this gives you a perfect spiraled rose. You can also use the lightweight flower centres to fill a lot of the cavity mould. Take this for example. This is the lotus closed bud. So you could put your paste in half of here, you could put glue on half of the mould, place that into there, put the paste in the other half here, put a little bit of glue on there, and then sandwich that together, and then put lots of pressure on there. I would then place this into the freezer, just to make it easier to demould. Once it then comes out of the freezer, take this out, and it's all attached all onto your cone, making it really lightweight. You can do exactly the same with the lemon mould as well, or any of the other cavity moulds that are in the range. The perfect beginning for your large lightweight flowers and voluptuously shaped sugar roses. Kindly click on the distributors page on my website, which is www.sugarflowerstudio.co.uk, to locate a reseller in your area. I will attach all the relevant links in the introduction comments part underneath this video. Happy flower making!